Hi everyone, it's Karen and I'm back with my second design team project for AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy, and I will leave links to her beautiful Etsy shop in the description box below, and also links to the very talented designers she has working for her, and you can go over and see what they are creating with the beautiful supplies that she provides from AngeldreamCraftsKim. For this project, I wanted to create one of these little doily bags and then put one of the little books inside. I have shown a video before where I created the little books. I think I did anyway. They were inspired by Grace and Lace on YouTube, and I will put a link to her video in the description box below. It was a few months ago. She showed how she made the little books, and then she made a little bag of some sort. I never did make a little bag, but I had this doily that Kim had sent me quite a long time ago, and I was just saving it for that perfect thing to make. And I decided now was the time. And I really love making those little mini books, and I wanted to make another one. So this is what I decided to create for the little bag. This is a round doily to begin with, and I gathered it in on the bottom, which I can't show you because I've put something extra on the bottom. And then the top, I wound this beautiful pink velvet ribbon through the holes at the top of it, and then just cinched it up. I did cut it on the one side to create it into the right size because it was quite a big doily, and then I just hand stitched, and I can't even remember where that is because you can't even see it. Hand stitched the doily together. So on the bottom, I wanted to create a very solid bottom for it. So what I did was I took another doily and I took a lid, or the inside, the sealing lid of a canning jar, and I used that for the base, so it has some real stability and strength. And I applied the doily to the bottom of there, and I put a second piece of doily on the actual metal part, and then this doily on top, because otherwise you would have seen that in between. I didn't like that look. And then I attached it on at the bottom, and I left it loose, so there was an area here where I actually could put my finger in underneath where the bag was attached. And I went around and put all these little ribbon roses all the way around in that little space, and then glued the bottom piece up against the bottom of the bag. And Kim carries ribbon roses in her shop. These don't happen to be from her shop. These were some I had in my own stash, but she does have ribbon roses if you want to go over and get some, because this just turned out super cute, and it was really easy to do. Any round doily or even a round piece of fabric can be used to create your bag, and then this just turned out so cute at the bottom. And then I attached one of her gorgeous bling hearts, pink with the rhinestones all around. This is from a previous design team project. I still had one in my stash, and I just loved it on here. So I pinned that there with a bulb pin. She also has bulb pins in the store, and then gorgeous ribbon. She does have lots of ribbons and laces in her shop that would work really well for ties to go into the top of something like this. And then, like I say, it's just like a little cinched little bag. Look how cute that is. And then inside is this little book I made. But before I show you the book, I do want to show you how I finished the bottom of the bag, because I just couldn't resist. So on the bottom is a piece of lace from her shop. It's has these big, beautiful peachy pink roses on it, and I put one of those on the bottom. So that tin is under, I put another doily underneath there too, to make sure. So it's really built up and it's nicely covered. You never would know what's in there. You feel it's something hard in the bottom, but you'd never know what it was. And then, so a doily, the applique, one of her fluffy little flowers that she gave me. I'm not sure if she still has those in the store, and I know she's had them in different colors. And then another one of her gorgeous blings. She has just some of the most beautiful blings in the shop. I don't know if she has any more of these, but she's always got something in there that's absolutely beautiful. And so I put that in the bottom. And isn't that just so sweet? Like, oh, just the bag itself with that beautiful bottom in it is just something. And then there's, of course, this little luscious little thing inside. So I'll just set that off to the side, and let's have a look at the little book I made. I've shown before how I make them. I don't think I make them exactly the same that they were done in the video where I was inspired by, but that's all part of inspiration, right? You get an idea and then you go with it. So I stitch them together just like I stitch my journals together. I make pages and then I stitch them there. I used the 3 pamphlet stitch, and the stitch would be underneath here where I put this piece of lace on top. And that's just how I choose to do it. And you'll see on the inside, I left the strings on the inside, and I'll show you that when we get to the middle of it. And then this is one of Kim's gorgeous laces. This is just the top of one. There's a dangle piece that hangs down, but I just love this top piece. And for this small little book, I didn't need the whole thing. My base is a square doily that I cut down into a rectangular shape long ways, so like this, and then I put a gorgeous piece. It was a white doily, and then I put this gorgeous piece of this sort of ecru colored lace, flat lace that she has in the shop. I love this lace. This is one of my favorites, and that's laid over top. And then I use this lace to do a piece here on the spine and a piece here down, running down the side. And underneath there, I attach this little bit of this chiffon ribbon underneath here to tie it closed. So that's underneath this piece of lace, and the same on the back. It's hidden underneath here. And then at the bottom, I used 2 different laces. I used one of the dangle laces, of course this one of my faves, absolutely love this one, and then the leaf trim over the top. I used 2 pieces on the front and 2 pieces on the back. And this particular leaf trim, there's 2 different ones she has sent me, and this is the lighter one, and it's very similar color to this lace that was also from a previous design team project, but I think she still has one or both in the shop. And then this bling she sent in my last design team package. It's gorgeous bow with rhinestones in it and this big bobbly pearl off of it. And it was a pin, but I took the pin part off and I just attached it to the front of this little book. And she's just so cute. And then look at her pages. Yummy, right? Okay, let's go in and see. So I had to put a tie on her because she, of course, very quickly became a big gator mouth. But you know, hey, that's just the fun of it, right? So here we go. Inside, I used part of one of her laces that has the hearts on it. I used that at the bottom. And then I put one of her heart blings here. And I had these little tiny images of dragonflies and butterflies. And so I used them in here just as a little accent. This is a fabric that's from her shop, and she carries some beautiful fabrics now. So this is one of them. This was a rose one. And so I made some of the pages out of that and some out of one of her laces. So I left that so you could see that pretty rose. This is the top off of one of her dangle trims. It has the most pretty edge on it, so I used that. And then there's 3 pieces of the leaf trim. The next page, I used that gorgeous sequin and floral trim that she has in the shop. And oh, that little butterfly is trying to run away. Let's just pop that back on. So she obviously didn't have, I probably hadn't attached her because I lay things out and then I get distracted by something, usually my grandson, and I forget to go back and check that everything's been attached. So I put the sequin trim in the background, the flowers. These are a couple little butterflies from my stash. And then this is a charm from Kim's shop. This is a beautiful fairy. And I know she had some of those in the shop recently. And then this is part of one of her little trims, the little bow trim. I just attached it on with that. This page is part of a lace that she had in the shop, and I used that for this page, and then another lace for an edging on it. And then this is another one of her trims that has these little circles and hearts on it in a cream color. This also comes in a taupe color, and another little bow there. The next page is another one of her leaf trims. This is the one in the little bit brighter and darker pink than on the front. And in more of that sequiny trim, I just cut a piece and swooped it up there and attached a little butterfly. These little accents that I have in here are all nail art pieces, and they just fit perfectly in these tiny little projects that I do. And I love doing the miniature books and the little miniature things. I just love it. And so I just want to tell you size, what she measures. She is, her pages are about 4.5 centimeters, which is about just under 2 inches. And hers, so yeah, 1 3/4 inches, and then a little bit more when I put the edging on, taking it up pretty close to 2. So just a little bit of that leaf trim down the side. And then on this one, this is another one of her trims with the gorgeous, it has this edging on it, and then these flowers, these white flowers are dangling from it, and I'm pretty sure that one's still in the shop. And so I just cut them off and I put them as corner edgings and put this little butterfly and blossom little picture in there. And on the background is another one of her flat laces, and it has these flowers, and it has like these little stars and that on it too. It's a beautiful fabric type lace. It's quite wide, and you get lots of use out of that one. This page is another one of the rose fabric pages, and I left it because the roses on it are so pretty, and added a little bit of that pretty sequin trim. I just love this sequin trim. I think it's so pretty, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. This is a lace page again, and I've added that lace down the side again. That's the top of one of the dangle trims. I just had a little bit of it left, and so I used the topper part. This is that fabric with the hearts on it, and I still have a piece of that, and so I cut a little piece off and put it there. And then this is one of her gorgeous blings that she had sent me a while back. I think she sent me 2, and I used one of them on a project, and this one is going in this project. And then this is another part of the lace page, and I added a little bit of the applique that she had sent me, and it swirls up there. Another one of those little butterflies from my stash. A couple of little bows just stacked one on top of each other, and a little piece of bling from my stash. Kim does have bows in her shop as well. These just happen to be from my stash. It's hard. I can't have everything that she has in her shop. I wish I could, but I can't. So I combine her beautiful things with things that I have. And I just encourage you to do the same, because her beautiful trims, laces, blings, cabochons, they all go so beautifully with what you already own. So just go and buy a few things and have some fun. This is another, this is the back of one of the rose pages. So it's a white page. So I did the overlay of, again, the trim with the flowers and the sequins on it. I added in extra bits to fill in here and there, and added little sequins in the middle of those flowers. And then I added one of her gorgeous cabochons. This one has the dress form on it. Oh, it's so pretty. I wanted to put more of the dress forms in the book, but they have quite a profile on them. They're quite domed, and they just made it impossible to close the book. So I couldn't put in as many as I wanted to. So I did put that one in, and I love it. And there's a few little tiny butterflies on that page from my stash. This is the center of the book. Here are the strings. I used a variegated embroidery floss to tie her together. And then I just added these little floral blingy things on the ends of the strings. And then there's Kim's gorgeous fabric in the background. So pretty. Then over to this page, again, this is the pinkier leaf trim. This one's definitely, I know, is available in the shop. And then I just pieced it in different pieces to collage it onto that page, and then added the butterfly into the mix of it. And on this one is a lace page, is the base, and then an overlay of another one of her laces that has a bit of a scallop on the edge here. And then these are all little flowers that I have cut out of other pieces of her lace, and this one here is one of the ones from one of the appliques she sent, and has some beading on it. And then I added the little florals from my stash, and the little fairy charm is also from Kim's shop. She often has fairy charms in the shop. This little bit up here, I call this sort of a beaded look. It's on the edge of one of the trims. I've used it in here as well, and it's on the front. You can see that beautiful beading here. I just cut a couple lengths of it and scrolled it along the top of this page, and added one of the little bows in as well. This one is a lace page. I wanted to leave it so you could see the beauty of this lace because it is so pretty, and on most of the other pages it ended up getting covered. So I left it so that you could see it. It also is raised and has some texture, so I like that. And then I added in some of the leaves from the leaf trim and a couple of little butterflies from my stash. And the last page is the back of that fabric again, so it's white, so I overlaid a piece of her, and this is actually that dangle trim, a piece of the dangle trim that has this gorgeous topper on it. So I used a whole piece of it there, just didn't use the dangles, of course. And then again, added a bit of that beading along the edge here, 3 more of the little bows, and I just added a little bit of one of the digitals that I had that has the florals and the dragonfly on it. And then of course another one of her gorgeous blings there. And then the very back page is again the fabric, and I added just one of my little embroidery type butterflies and a little bit of pink cup chain in the center. Kim does have cup chain in the shop as well. And then the very back is the doily, of course, the gorgeous ecru colored lace overlay. Then I fussy cut out some of the roses from the fabric and applied those, and then just put 3 little acrylic butterflies over top. And here you can see that gorgeous dangle at the back. So, so pretty. And then the very back I've already shown you. And that is her. And didn't she turn out so cute? She is as big as I could possibly make her. As I said, I tried to do more on the pages and couldn't, because I also couldn't close it, and I also couldn't fit it back in that little bag. So there were certain constraints that we had to stick with. But this easily folds out of the way. I fold the beautiful dangles up underneath. It doesn't hurt them at all. And then she fits back in this bag perfectly. And I had to measure her while I was making her to make sure that she would fit in here, because the last thing I wanted was that in the end she didn't fit. And look at how gorgeous. I mean, if you were to be the one receiving this and you opened that up, wouldn't you be just like, oh, wow. And if you love miniatures, she really is a cute little mini book. That is my design team project for AngeldreamCraftsKim. I hope you'll pop over to the store and have a look at what she has and pick up some goodies for yourself, and have a look and see what the other designers, goodbye little book, see what the other designers are up to and what they're creating and inspiration that they are passing on to all of you. And if anyone's interested in purchasing this little purse and the little book inside, my contact information is always in the description box below. Just hit the word more underneath the picture of it, and that will take you to my information, and my email is in there, and you can email me and we can talk about that. And I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day and have a great week ahead. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. YouTube is angry at me because I haven't been posting enough videos, so they actually have, I'm sort of on a temporary suspension thing until I get people to watch my videos. So that what they've done is, even though if you have me on notifications, they're not letting anyone know when I post videos and all this kind of stuff that they put you through because of all their algorithms. So to kind of get me back going again, I really appreciate the thumbs up and a comment, or just a happy face or a heart in the comment box, because all of that will help generate me to be seen by YouTube again, so that they will actually start showing, putting notifications out for my videos. And subscribe if you haven't. And I appreciate you all so, so much. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.